Jordan.
Thank you.
Jordan, do you want to come back here? Is there anything to say?
No, it's just been an awesome experience, and thanks for everyone that voted, and I'm in tears every time I watch that scene. I cry. But thank you so much.
Well done, Jordan.
Well done, Jordan.
Thank you, Ian. Now it's back to focusing on the big one. Who will be Australia's next top model? We heard each of the models make a prediction on the day they left the competition, but let's find out who they think will win now.
OK, girls, we're going to go through one at a time. We'll start with you, Jamie. Who's it going to be?
Okay, it's really tough, but I think for Australia, I think Steph's really got the personality to shine through.
Steph. OK, Kobe.
I also think it's really, really close. It's a difficult call, but I say Alice. I want Alice to win.
Cassandra.
Yeah, it's a tough decision. They both got different qualities. They're both really great in modelling, but I think Steph will go far as well.
2-1, OK.
I agree with everyone else. I think it's a difficult decision because both the girls have such different appeal. But probably for like a top model, I'd probably have to say Alice.
Jane, I don't think I have to ask you, but say it anyway.
Steffi, I think, because she's got a good personality and a great attitude.
Steph, I think she's going to grow up to be a really gorgeous woman and she's going to be a great supermodel, I think.
Danica.
I think it's really hard because I love both of the girls, but each different aspect of them has such potential, and I think it's really hard. Sorry.
Paloma.
I don't really know. I came into the competition at the beginning thinking that it was going to be Alice, and I went along the whole way thinking it was going to be her the whole time, so I still think it will be.
I agree with Sophie. I think Steph, just because I think she's going to grow up to be a beautiful woman, and she's definitely going to should be a good supermodel, so I'll go with Steph.
Who do you reckon, Geordie?
It's a really hard decision to make because I've watched them both grow, and you know, Alice has grown so much more confident, and Steph has just become a young woman, and I think that I'd really like to see Steph win because she's tried really hard for this and she has a really big passion for it, but I can see Alice on the international runways straight away, so it's a really hard one.
Right. Very interesting. It's sort of Camp Steph, but it's very, very even, and that's what the girls think, and I bet you're wondering what I think, and I wonder what you think. We've heard from the girls, and after the break we hear from the people who, with our audience, actually have the power to decide, the judges.
Who we think, after all of those weeks of challenges and photo shoots, deserves the title of Australia's next top model. Yes, it's decision time. So let's take a look back through the finalists' all-important portfolio of photo shoots. We're starting alphabetically with A for Alice.
Week one for Alice. Well, weak was a good way to describe Alice in every single way.
Why don't you take a big step this way, Alice, and use your right hand to lean on that table?
Her energy was weak, her look was weak. Oh, how frustrating, because she's so beautiful, and this photo of her face was so beautiful, but then there's this deathly skinny blue arm sticking out, which worried me.
Week two is when Alice really surprised me because I thought she'd bomb. She just got about 100 brownie points in my opinion because she took Tiger Lily and it ended up looking like Saint Laurent. I thought she was fantastic.
Beautiful, Alice. Looks really good. And change your shoulders around a bit.
Week three became extremely obvious to me that Alice was going to give us one look. One trick pony. Here comes Alice's one look. And she gave it, look, it's a good look. It's a good look, but it's one look.
Do you penalise somebody because they are naturally thin and they look great as a clothes hanger? I don't think you do. So we've got to be very careful here when we're talking about Alice's look on the runway. perfect, strong, amazing. This is where she's going to make a lot of her money.
Alice rocked it. She looked amazing in week 5. I loved her in week 5. She was brilliant. She's a walking model, for Christ's sake. She's a walking photo shoot. She doesn't need to do anything. You know, just put her in the clothing and just start shooting her. She's a natural.
You talked to me about you being a worm, but I'm not seeing it.
I'm not really feeling silkworm personally.
Silkworm. I reckon she was totally channeling the silkworm there. I disagree with everyone. She channeled the silkworm. You know, if anyone was a silkworm, it is Alice just there.
It was a strange situation, week 7, with the Mother's Day thing. Where the others gave us sort of portrait of mum and daughter, Alice actually delivered a fashion picture. And this is what this competition's about, a fashion model.
Scream. You can scream.
We want to hear it. Come on, honey,
scream.
you can do it.
So I was really trying to push her in this shoot. And I was trying to make her scream and, you know, be this sort of really intense sort of, you know, alien warrior. And she went to scream and she just went... Nothing came out.
What are you embarrassed about? Just do it. There you go.
But it was cute, but she really was trying, and I was making her laugh.
In the flying shoot, she had potential to be this beautiful, ethereal, long-limbed creature flying through the sky. But in actual fact, because she doesn't have the strength, she just looked a little bit like a trussed-up chicken.
Week 9 was an interesting week for Alice. One of the first times on this whole competition, she actually worked and did more than what Alice just brings normally, which is, you know, the one look.
Little gap in the mouse, kind of hot too. It's Hollywood. Quietly aching for that work.
If anyone had ever doubted that Alice could be Australia's next top model, then they can eat their words, their tongue and their face. This picture is top model stuff. It's modern, it's beautiful, it's Alice, but oh, I love this shot.
The future for Alice it's so bright. Alice could jet out of Sydney tomorrow and she will go straight to an international runway. That's just what it is.
Alice, what an incredible journey. And it was certainly a journey, it was certainly a journey of concern for us in the beginning with your energy levels and your confidence. And I actually have really doubted a long way through that you could last the competition. And then in the last 3 weeks especially, you've really lifted your game. And I actually saw somebody maybe inject some sort of gorgeous fun drug into you at Fashion Week when you realised you could actually do it. And you were bouncing around and I saw a completely different girl. And then LA, bang, 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 there you have it. A top model. I think you've done exceptionally well. You've really progressed. I think probably out of all the girls, the best throughout this journey.
Thank you.
You know, I agree to an extent, Alice. You know, I know I gave you a hard time about your energy levels. I mean, and I did say some nice stuff about your photos as well. They just didn't show it. But you know, the thing that I need from a model, I have to work with girls for 16 hours a day sometimes, and I need enthusiasm and energy. And you know, I'm just really concerned that you don't have the energy and the kind of willingness to perform in front of my camera.
She's never passed out on a shoot or anything.
No, yeah, no.
She has the energy. She's done like, you know what I mean? She's done a full day of Fashion Week. She has the energy.
Well, I'm not so sure about that, but
well, she hasn't passed out.
I did see a glimmer of hope in week 10. I did see a glimmer of hope in week 10, but I just needed you to give me more than just 1 week's worth of photos, okay?
Alice, I think back to week 1, when I had you in that tiger lily bikini, I was seriously worried if you'd make that day, let alone to be sitting here in the final as one of the final 2. So congratulations. You were a quiet achiever. Every week you just put a little bit more on, a little bit more, and then week 10, Jesus Christ, mate, what was that photo? Unbelievable. That was the start of your career right there. So well done. You did really well.
Slow start, but you know, from the first time I saw you that first day when you walked up, I just thought you look like a top model. And expensive. That is, and you know what? You're expensive when you have to be. You did Tiger Lily beautifully. You did what I remember you said in one of the episodes that what you liked about being a model, and you said it was the fact that you get to interpret clothing. And I've never heard that from anybody else, and that is the job of a really fantastic model. And the fact that you articulated that, and through all those photos that we've just seen you did from swimwear, which is not your bag, You did like day wear, you made less expensive clothing look really expensive, you did haute couture, you photographed with him. I just think you nailed it in the biggest possible way. And then, live at my show, every time I see that footage, I just go, you know what, that could be a show anywhere in the world. And the fact that you nailed all of those things, and thank you, as a designer, you interpreted the clothing.